Schwab here with us. I'm very excited. Andre is going to present him. Before we start, I just want to know, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, we're good. And I just want to also, yes?
Is there a task schedule for GS5?
There will be. Okay? There is no test schedule for GS5. There will be also. Okay? Any other questions? Yes?
When is GS?
GS, I'll check on the schedule now. I don't remember the schedule. Okay? I can tell you at the end of the class. Okay? And another quick announcement. At noon, we are going to have the luncheon with Leah Lone, who's here at the Asbel Center. Okay? Lunch will be provided. And now I'll turn the stage over to you.
Thank you. So I'm actually going to introduce this little guy, Sammy. He's actually really awesome, so don't even underestimate him. He's currently in 8th grade. He's from Harrisburg, so he's around this area. And the cool thing is he actually managed to do a live sports show online, and it got over 1 million views. And it became really famous and popular. And he got to interview some very, honorable sportsmen, famous people that have been known all over the world. And he actually even live streamed some small baseball games. And he's really into sports himself, and obviously sharing it with the world. And now he's here and he's gonna talk about it, right? And it's actually really cool. I mean, because he did all of this when he was 13. So for all of us that are in college, that's quite impressive, right? Yeah. So welcome him, and it goes to you so you can present.
That's well.
Thank you. So I also want to thank my 2 teachers from my school who came to make sure that I wasn't just skipping school to go to Hershey Park or something. But I'm excited to be here since I would do practically anything to miss school. So I want to make today interactive, so feel free to ask any questions. Okay, so here it is. I found this quote when I was scrolling through Instagram one day. You don't have to be great to start, you have to start to be great. And this was around 8 months after my dad and I came up with the idea of starting my show. And I hadn't started it yet, and we kept talking about it. But once I read this quote, it really gave me encouragement to start it. And then a few days later, I actually produced my first show. So following your passion. I wanted something they love or something that makes them a little unique. If you look to your left and you look to your right, each and every one of you guys has something different or something that you like that the person next to you doesn't have. I wish I had started mine sooner. Like I said before, I procrastinated for around 8 months before I actually started my first show. Since that hurt me, since the opportunities that I would have had in those 8 months, and not only do I have to wait those 8 months, but now I'm not sure what's coming my way. You can't make it better if you don't start it. There's nothing to accomplish if there's nothing there to begin with. Who am I and what's my passion? I'm a 14-year-old kid. That means the biggest decision of my day, PB&J or turkey sandwich for lunch. At least that's what my friends think. I think it's the juice box, the milk, or the water. I work hard in school, I like hanging with my friends, and also like many other kids, I have a passion. My passion is sports. Whether it's watching sports, reading about sports, talking about sports, debating about sports, I loved it, but that's where I stopped. Until one day, I decided to do something more with my passion. I created my own sports show called Sammy Sports Kids Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So creating my first episode. It was a little rough around the edges. I only did it in one clip, so I was looking down a lot, not really sure what I was going to be saying next. I mean, I still can't believe what it sounded like around a year ago. My sign sucked. It was my sister's fault. She needs to go back to 2nd grade and learn how to cut again. Okay. Anyways, here's my first episode.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of SSKN, Sammy Sports Kids Network. I am Sammy Schwab, and I will be your host for this and every episode. Kids love sports, but we're also very busy. So if you missed any sports updates over the week, I will give you the condensed version in 5 minutes or less. And hopefully, I'll make you laugh. If you like this, tell your friends. Let's start with hoops. First, the NBA. The NBA announced the All-Star lineup this week. For the East it was LeBron, who also got his coach fired, Carmelo, hashtag biggest ball hog in the NBA, Paul George and his new leg, Dwayne Wade, who I think might be older than my dad, and Kyle Lowry.
Okay. So, for Dwayne Wade, I checked. My dad's actually much older than him. So for SSKN, you have to, with your passion, it has to be fun. You can't just, whether it's following your passion or doing something, you have to have fun with it. I put my passion to work. Whether it was the ideas, what I was going to be writing about that week, the set, and producing it, it's a lot of hard work, but it's more important in the long run to put that hard work in the beginning. Even though it might be annoying at the beginning, you have to put in an extra hour to finish your set and finish the scripts and editing everything. It's more important in the long run since eventually that will become easy to you. So originally it was to educate other kids on what they missed in the sports week or what events were coming up, but it turns out adults watch my show more than the kids. So for the shout-outs, people started sharing it and lots of famous people started giving me shout-outs. Okay, trivia time. Who is the late night host of Sports Center PM? Does anyone know? What do you say?
This is Scott, man.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my god! Thank you, Sam. Oh wow, that's actually really cool.
Okay. Which NBA Hall of Famer has the same name of the current player with the highest scoring average in the Eastern Conference?
Isaiah.
No.
Here, this is a so this is the only player to ever do this. He won the Heisman Trophy, National Championship, Rookie of the Year, NFL MVP, and he was a Super Bowl champion. Does anyone know? He has the same last name as Ray Allen.
Is it Ray Allen?
No, that's a basketball. He's a football player. He was a running back for the Oakland Raiders.
Marcus Allen?
Yeah.
How's that?
This is you can change the colors, it's a light bulb, and you can also play music. So here's a brief montage of some of the shout-outs that I got.
Tormented. And if you really want to watch something exciting, watch Sammy Sports, Kids Network. I watch it all the time. He's doing a great job.
Hey, this is David Robinson, and I love Sammy Sports.
Hi, this is Mike Greenberg from Mike and Mike, and I love the Sammy Sports Kids Network.
Hi, I'm Marcus Allen. You guys make sure you tune in to Sammy's Kids Sports Network, okay?
Isaiah Thomas and Isaiah, what do you have to say?
I am sitting here and I am on Sammy Sports Network.
Alright, so this is for Sammy Sports Kids Network. Look, what you're doing is awesome. I heard you're doing big things. I'm old, but I'm not that old. So here's what I'm asking you. Just give me like 5 more good years. You'll be 19. You'll be in college. Just give me 5 years. That's all I ask. Then you can take over the world. You can come take my job. But not a minute sooner than 5 years, Sammy, all right? Settle down, all right? Don't make me come for you. I know, I got your card. I know where you live, kid. Huh? Won't be so fun then, will it, Sammy?
Hi, I'm Kevin Nagani.
I'm Jay Harris.
Serena Morales.
And you're watching
The Sammy Sports?
Kids Network.
Nailed it.
Scott Van Pelt, I don't think it'll be 5 years. It might be sooner than that. So for the result, what I didn't expect. Famous people were sharing it on Facebook and retweeting and liking it all over Twitter. Shannon Sharp, Odell Beckham Jr., and then other people like Marcus Whedon, Giovanni Bernard, Marcus Allen, all these players started retweeting and liking my videos. Random people started knowing me. One day, when I was at Dick's Sporting Goods with my dad, he saw someone that he met before, and when he asked him who I was, my dad said, I'm his son, and this guy asked if I was the person that did SSKN. When my dad said yeah, he told me that, he told my dad that all his son and all of his son's friends at Ohio State University watch my show all the time. And when my dad told me that, I thought it was really cool that people from Ohio State, like they're actually watching my show. So meeting famous people, I got to meet people like Shaq or Cal Ripken Jr. from my show, and it was really cool. And for the videos and the liking and retweeting, one day when I got home from soccer practice, I looked at my phone and I saw that all these players like Marcus Allen, Odell Beckham, they had retweeted and liking my video, and I did not shut up for the next few days. So for creating cool opportunities, I got to do an interview and broadcast at a minor league baseball game. So the single A Phillies team at Williamsport, I got to do broadcasting and play-by-play there. I was invited to ESPN where I met Mike and Mike, and I met all the SportsCenter AM announcers. I got to do other famous interviews, which you guys will see later. And I actually had to turn down opportunities such as broadcasting for the City Island soccer team and broadcasting at the AAA Yankees team, the Rail Riders. So for interviews, my first interview was pretty tough since I was on the phone. And so it was a little hard, so what did I do is to make it more interesting and so people would watch, I had to add graphics. And so whenever he was saying people's names or describing something, I put something in the top corner to show what he was talking about. I did other interviews such as at the NBA All-Star Game this year in New Orleans. So here are my two favorite interviews.
Hi, I've got on the phone with me Hall of Famer Eric Dickinson. I just want to ask him a few questions. Okay, let's start it off with Eric. Who do you hate the most to get tackled by?
That's a good question, Sammy. Well, I hate to get tackled by all the guys, but I think the two guys that I can remember hitting pretty hard. One was Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor.
Rookie season in 1983. And the second one would have to be Randy Lott.
Next, let's go. When you look back on your career, what do you believe was your favorite accomplishment?
My favorite accomplishment, Sammy, well, I guess would have to be, I never played the Super Bowl, would have to be two. One was rushing for over 2,000 yards in 1984.
And setting the record.
2,105 yards. I did that in 1984. That record still stands today. And being elected to the NFL Hall of Fame in 1999.
Yeah, that's probably pretty cool.
Hello, this is SSKN, and I'm here with the Boston Celtics head coach and coach of the Eastern All-Stars, Brad Stevens.
How's it going?
Good, how's it going for you?
Good, thanks.
So what would you say your favorite memory of this All-Star weekend is?
Well, we haven't played the game yet, so it's hard to say that you hope that the game kind of takes the cake, but so far it's just being around all the high-achieving players and coaches and people and getting a chance to kind of soak in all the festivities and activities with my kids.
That's awesome. So, who would you say, if you could play anyone in the NBA in a one-on-one right now, who would you say it would be?
If I could play anybody, well, I wouldn't have a prayer against anybody.
Hopefully one day soon I'll be able to interview other cool people such as Anat. So for improvements, creating and designing a new logo. So these three and that one right there were some of the logos I was deciding between when I first picked that logo. If you don't like this logo, it's too late since I can't change it now. But it was definitely much better editing since I said before, it was all in one clip. So it didn't really look as good and I couldn't really add graphics. But now with all the different clips and different segments, it made it more interesting and people were watching it. For constructive feedback. At first it was a little tough since my friends are walking by me at school and they say SSKN or make fun of me. But it was fine since I was able to learn how to deal with the adversity and negativity. It helped me improve my show since, I was having fun with it. So I need to be fun for me. And so even if I do get some negativity, it doesn't matter since personally I'm having fun with it. And here's my show today. You like the new intro? Okay, I'm bored. With the college football being over and the NFL being over, what's there to watch? It's way too early to get excited about the NHL and the NBA playoffs. And for March Madness, that's still for another month. But now, what's to watch now? The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. For a few days in Madison Square Garden, over 200 dog breeds. Almost 3,000 dogs. Oh my God, that's going to be a lot of poop to clean up. You know what they need to use? Vaporize. You won't believe what I'm about to say. The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, they added cats. I'm being serious. Believe me, they added cats. Stupid decision. I'm using 3,000 dogs and 100 cats. No problem at all. I mean adults. Have you ever watched Tom and Jerry with that big bulldog? Bad idea. For a few days before the dogs go on, cats will be displaying. Like the dogs showing off their ability through obstacle courses, what will cats be doing? Hissing and sleeping when you're trying to pet them? Now, before I rant even more about why cats are in there, I really think they should add dog and human lookalikes. I think it'd be pretty funny. Commodore, Richard Sherman, perfect with their dreads. Sharpay, Charles Barkley, you know, after he loses 100 pounds. I definitely see those two looking alike. James Harden, with this dog, I see the resemblance. Oh yeah, and this dog up here totally looks like Arthur Blank, jinxing the Falcons, and his facial expression when he came down for the third quarter to celebrate with the Falcons. Bad choice. Now for our special guest, Cal Schwab. Now Cal, who do you think will win the WKC Dog Show? For those of you who don't speak dog, she said the Golden Retriever. Now, hopefully they'll win, but definitely not if Michael Vick's the judge. That's it for this week's show. SSKN and Schwab out. If any of you guys want a tip on how to speak dog after this, I'll let you guys know. So here's another video. This one was March Madness themed. So for each video, I like to make the set and my background and everything different, and even my outfits. Some days it's just a regular jersey, some days it's a regular t-shirt, some days it's a suit and tie. For this one, I wore a Michael Jordan old school UNC jersey. I'm still not sure why I wore it backwards. So I want to make my shows funny, but also add facts, so you old people can use that bars, if you go to bars. Okay, March Madness time. And now, the best and most important part of March. March Madness! What's March without madness? I mean madness. 15 seed versus 2 seed, 7 wins for the 15 seed. Syracuse last year, 10 seed, made it to the Final Four. Yes, 4 teams left. Now, UCLA, 1964 to 75, they won 10 out of the 12 years. I predicted 9 of them. Now, for this guy, Lou Alcindor, who won 3 of them, disappointed in him. I mean, with my hook shot, I definitely would have won 5 national championships in just 4 years. For Lou Alcindor at Primo Village Bar, I taught him his amazing hook shot. So the results. It was over 1 million views combined, whether it was Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. I've been featured on 3 regional news stations, Fox, ABC, and CBS. And for CBS, they did a whole segment on my show and me on Super Bowl game day, which I thought was really cool that usually it's like interviews with really cool people and talking about all the facts with the Super Bowl and all the teams. And the fact that my show was on it, I thought it was really cool. So I'm a finalist in a competition to give a TED Talk. And most importantly, I got to speak to some really cool kids who go to college in Carlisle. Cool? I think I'm pushing it. So for social media, there's a lot of power, but you need to be careful with it. I'm still trying to figure some things out. I've made a few mistakes so far. With my Facebook, I'm trying to redesign it since originally I made it a personal page, and now I'm trying to make it into a Facebook page so more people can see it and my videos can get more views. So I still haven't started an Instagram, and I'm still working, and probably soon I'll start my SSKN account on Instagram. And it's also hard to not mix my friend's stuff with SSKN, because whether it's posting something on SSKN or doing things on my regular account to get SSKN more views, it's hard not mixing them. Overall, you can ignite your passion by driving viewership and awareness. So when you see that 1,000 people watched your 5th episode, you'll get really excited, and then that will encourage you to work harder and to make the show even better. So what's next? Sports Center, of course. Well, maybe in a few years. At least that's what Scott Van Pelt said. So what I do love is how sports and life interact. Sports led me to creating my show. The show created unbelievable opportunities such as the broadcasting, and the show then led me to focus more on sports and go more in depth with all the little facts. Bottom line, the show has opened so many doors that I never thought I would have before. So life lessons from sports. There's so many similarities in following your passion in sports. Work as a team. So whether you're down 2 goals in a soccer game with 30 minutes left in the game, and you have to find your way with your best player injured to score 3 goals, or with SSKN, you have to, originally when I first started it, I didn't really know how to work social media, and my sisters had to help me with it. Or with my dad and mom, they had to help me with editing and doing the videos. You always have to work as a team. Putting in the extra effort. When I get home at soccer and I'm really tired, but I still haven't finished my script yet, it's really important that you should finish your script and put in that extra time, since maybe if you don't finish it that night, maybe it's too late and the game already happened, or what you're trying to do already passed, so then you can't really do it anymore, and so it's really tough. Be your own worst critique. It's very important, since if you think that you're doing everything amazing, that's not true. Everyone, even the best in the world, something that they need to improve on. So be open to feedback on improvement. If you think that there's nothing to improve on, your show's never going to get better. But if you take that feedback and you make your show better, your show can become, or your passion can improve so much. So sports are great into our society. One of my most popular shows is about the life of Muhammad Ali and his impact within sports, but also outside of sports and in the world. Some of his quotes like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see, or don't count the days, make the days count. I thought that these were very cool quotes that could encourage you to work harder with your passion or what you like to do. So recently we had a Holocaust essay we had to do for school, and I think it's very interesting how life and sports can interact so much. For my Holocaust, for the essay it was, why should we remember events like the Holocaust? What's so important about remembering them? And what are the consequences of forgetting? And I related to Jackie Robinson. And I said how Hitler and Jackie Robinson, they both changed how people thought of religion or a race. For Jackie Robinson, he changed how the U.S. thought of African Americans, and how he totally changed that. If it wasn't for him, who knows if there'd be African American athletes all over the world today. And for Adolf Hitler, with the Jews in Germany, he totally changed how everyone thought of the Jews and that they weren't good enough and that the minorities weren't good enough. And so the similarity is that these two people did so much for the world in opposite directions. So there's so many parallels between life and sports, and it's a great way to learn what's going on in life by comparing them to sports or what your passion is. sports integrated into our society. Movies about sports show how it changes lives and countries. Okay, so more trivia time. What's an example of a movie that a person or a team changed how a country thought or how a town or a city acted?
Can we get it right?
Yeah. A Star. Yep. Any other movies? One of them is a football movie about
Marginal?
what?
Marginal.
Yep. Extra good answer. Okay, so another one is a football team about African Americans and whites.
A blind side?
The other one is with a football team with yeah. Yep. You're definitely not Airhead. Okay, any other ones? Okay, so what did you say? Yeah, McFarland USA. Scored. Okay, so some of the movies I did was remember the Titans with the town was totally segregated with the whites and African Americans, and when a new African American coach came in, all the white players didn't want to play and they wouldn't have their own team. And then when they started playing together, there was all these disputes and problems. But after they solved it, they brought the town to all winning their games, and the town got on their side. And then by the end of the movie, even with the bad accident, everyone was together, and it was really cool how that happened. With Invictus, this was a movie about the South African rugby team and how they were hosting the Rugby World Cup, and no one thought they'd be that good, and it was very tough. They'd one African-American player on it who sort of segregated, and not many people liked him. But after they came together, they actually won the World Cup in front of their hometown, and the country went crazy. For McFarland USA, the running team, they didn't even have enough players to have a running team. They didn't even have a coach, they didn't even have a running team. But after the gym teacher decided to start a team, he brought a few of the kids, and when he got their brothers, no one believed in them. But by the end, they went so far, and all the town, everything was closed the day that they had their biggest meet of the year, and everyone went to support them. For a league of their own, baseball, for the women, they never had a baseball league, and when the men went off to war, they created their own baseball league, and it showed that the men, they're not better than the women, that the women can compete with them. For Hoosiers, this town, when they got the new coach, no one wanted him. Their best player was not going to play on the team. There was all these problems. All the parents hated the coach. They wanted him gone. But after he showed them that they can trust him, the town went on the team's side, and they ended up winning the state championship, even though they had so little few people in their school. For Invincible, one player, everyone doubted. It's too small, not big enough, not fast enough. He proved them wrong by playing with the Eagles, Vince Papali, and then all the people started loving him. He was like one of the fan favorites. Similar with Rudy, who's always on the practice squad for Notre Dame. Always never good enough to play in the best team, but for him, he worked so hard, and then everyone wanted him to play. Everyone started chanting Rudy, and eventually he got in, and he made a big play. And for Pele, this is a movie about he's a soccer player from Brazil, and when Brazil was in the 1950 World Cup, when they lost in the finals, and 8 years later, they were hosting the World Cup, and for him, he always wanted to win a cup for Brazil. When he saw his dad, how upset he was after they lost in 1950, he walked up to his dad and he said, "I'll win one for this country." And with him, everyone was upset since he's not good enough. He's too small. And when he proved himself, they won the World Cup, and the whole country went bonkers. So for following your passion, first of all, it's very cool to speak to everyone here today. Everyone has something they enjoy or focus on. It may not be your career, but who knows? Whether it's just doing it on your free time or a hobby you like to do, you should always do what you love. My life hasn't changed that much because of the show, but the opportunities I've created for myself, I'm happy I decided to put myself out there. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thanks again for letting me skip school today. Is there any questions you guys would like to ask?
What's your play?
I play soccer, basketball, and tennis.
Have you ever considered talking about sports internationally, like maybe the Olympics or?
Yeah, I actually did a show in the Olympics. I did a show on European soccer. I did a show on somewhat on rugby, and I always like to mix up my what I'm talking about with my shows. Since if I was talking about the same thing, basketball and baseball, yeah, the people that are watching it can get bored. But if I continue to change my episodes and change what I'm talking about, and make it more interesting for the viewers. Any other questions?
How often do you have opportunities to speak like this in front of groups like this and give this presentation?
Well, this is my first time, so yeah, it's really cool. We've been working on this presentation for a few weeks now, but yeah, this is my first time I've been able to do it. Do you have a question?
I was gonna ask, I'm from Newton, so we like soccer a lot. I have to ask this.
My favorite team, Crystal Palace. They're in the Barclay Premier League, but I also like Barcelona since Messi is my favorite player.
Good answer.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you for letting me talk today. I'm Schwab out.
Let's quickly tell you, what did you like about his videos? What did you like the most? Yes.
They were funny, but also they taught you something. I mean, I'm not the biggest one in football. I know, but it was kind of nice to just have the data even on the side, or him making a joke but saying some kind of data or some kind of information for that. It makes you remember it easier.
I think having cool players on the phone like Eric Dickinson, Hall of Famer, asking questions, interviewing, that was really cool.
Anyone else? Yes.
I guess just the topics. We're all very nice to end day off, so I'm kind of just think about some games tonight. So.
I like the stuff in the background, like the setting. If you had the dogs, the one you talked about dogs.
And what I like the most, and I admire you for that, I don't remember myself at 13 doing this. So this is incredible, and I think you're an amazing role model for all of us. So thank you so much.